It is kind of funny if you think about it.
It's a little funny.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 140th episode of the Alter Ego Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Good to see you. Mr. Rhino, as always.
Good to be back.
In the land
Good
of
to be back after a week off.
That's right. That's right. We're happy to be here. Oh, my goodness. And we have Mr. Nello with us again. How you doing, Nello?
What's up, everyone?
Oh, wait. I had to mute Nello in the beginning because he talks anytime air is present. But
I guess that's true.
What kind of hat is that?
Mine?
Yeah, I'm
Cubs
trying to
hat.
see
It's the Cubs batting practice hat.
Okay.
for
That
all
was a
you
Mets
Cubs
hat.
enthusiasts.
You know?
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's okay. It's the bear. Gotcha.
Yeah.
That was a good little move there you did to
Yeah.
not knock your headphones off.
Flip them down. Bam.
I like
bam.
Not your first rodeo, Tab. So, welcome back. Exciting week. A couple things happened last week that we'll talk about this week. I'm excited to finally have some DC news. I just want to talk about. I got to meet Chris Jericho.
Nice.
That was pretty cool.
You
You
know,
blacked his eye.
I did. yes. No, I did not black the Ayatollah of rock and roll's eye. But I gotta say, man, I'm always a little trepidatious when I'm meeting really, really famous people. I'm like, God, I don't want this person to be a dick. And then we're like, Jericho was in Toronto last night for something, and he's here, and then he just flew in last night. He's here this morning. I'm like, oh my God. And I looked at the long line of people that were standing to meet him, and I was like, oh no. If I was sleep deprived and having to meet this group of people, I would not be pleased. But I gotta say, he was super cool. Really nice to talk to, like not a jerk to literally anyone, and he had some questionable ones in the line. But yeah, none more memorable than Satrania,
What?
the transvestite wrestler that handed him a ripped off corner of paper with his information on it, asking if he could DJ his Christmas party if he could only pet Jericho's goats.
See, you were a better person than me because me personally, I would have had to challenge. I'd have to throw down a gauntlet. Like I'm challenging the Chris Jericho. I'd have to do it.
Wait,
Just-
you challenged Chris Jericho?
This guy could not beat
So-
a revolving door.
To what? A thumb wrestling match?
Hey, you know,
I bet you he'd win.
one way or another, somebody's getting lion tamed. Okay. That's the way it is.
Wow.
It's actually the walls of Jericho now. But super cool dude, really exciting. He was at Emerald City Comics. He did a comic book adaptation of something called The Painmaker. And basically, if I understood through all of his PR stuff that I heard while he was doing it, it's a serial killer that goes throughout the universe killing other species that have serial killers. He's like seeking out other killer aliens in the universe and murdering them.
So he's
What the hell?
So
Dextering.
it's like Dexter, but a comic book.
Yeah. Oh, and kind of like Guardians meets Dexter, but like his character is not like a good guy, right? Like he's kind of an anti-hero. And he said that he kind of spoke from all of our hearts. He's like, the hero shit's kind of bullshit now, right? Like nobody wants that. I'm like, you're right. You're absolutely right. People don't want that. Anyway, Painmaker was at Emerald City Comics, which is our local comic book shop. If you're ever in the area, please go check them out. They are the shit.
The best comic book store, hands down, I've ever been to in
And
my
it's
life.
been there for a while, right?
Yeah, they've been there for a while. I mean, they've been in this market forever, but the location they've been at forever.
So like,
It's a staple. Every time I go to Florida, I have to go there. Every time.
so here's my question for you. You met, I don't want to say hero or idol, but so that stigma of don't meet the people you
That's what I was going to say.
know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Was
the
defeated,
stigma of don't meet
Don't
your
meet your
heroes. Well, first of all, there's a couple different facets of that, because that also depends on the person doing the meeting, right? Because if you're a dick or you're a weirdo or you have like you try to invade people's privacy or their comfort and they're a dick to you, that's really not their fault. So
it's your fault.
me doing the job that I was doing, because I was hired to be security there, and just I didn't engage and go, oh man, you're my favorite wrestler of all time, because that would have been weird. I just was cordial with him.
We all know it's The Rock.
Treated you get the fuck out of here. Treated him like a human being. Super cool guy. I mean, at the end, he was like, I want to meet all the staff. If they want anything signed, tell them to come in because I'm getting ready to get out of here. And he does not have to do that.
No, he doesn't.
He could have looked at me and been like, we're out. Let's go.
So I do have to ask, did he explain what happened?
To his eye?
Yeah. Yeah.
So he had, before we went on air, I kind of talked about his schedule a little bit. Like he was in Toronto, and 2 nights before that, he was in a 3-way tag team match at AEW. So somebody tagged him there just on accident. But yeah, that's where he got the shiner, was in the ring. I forget who he said he thought it was, but couldn't remember. Didn't really matter. But yeah, that was cool, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Geez. Another cool thing, I know only Nello and I got to participate, but that Diablo 4 beta was this weekend. By the way,
What a beta.
a couple of things to talk about on social media before I get into that. First of all, we have a TikTok. I posted a TikTok to our alter ego with a little bit more of my in-depth thoughts regarding the Diablo 4 beta. Spoiler alert, it was very good.
You know
Muy
what?
bueno.
I'm a little sad because I was gonna actually jump on and play, and the first time I went to go do it, I guess that was a closed beta, and then I kind of forgot when the time was because I don't know why, but I want that stupid backpack.
Me too.
Like, I'm not rocking the teddy bear backpack like Kanye West, and I'm gonna be upset.
Yeah. So if anybody out there is a big fan of Diablo in the past, there have been a couple things that were talked about, like Diablo 3. A lot of people said it was a little too cartoony, I guess.
Diablo 3 was a little, the
A little
animation
bit
and the graphics were
more
different.
A little bit less gothic, a little bit less Diablo feel to it. And that was a major complaint. And they definitely answered that in this one.
They answered the
That
bell there.
game looks ridiculous. Not only in the way like that the environment looks, but like the way people die and their body mutilation animations and stuff like that. Crazy fun to play. Just everybody
Graphically pleasing.
very, very graphically pleasing. As a matter of fact, this is definitely the most polished Diablo I've ever seen. And they just did the Diablo 2 remaster. This beta looked better than that to me tenfold.
Diablo 2 remaster. This one looks better than that. I like the dungeons, the way they look. They spent a lot of time in detail in what I saw so far. But my biggest thing is the friggin' inventory. Amen on changing that so that I can pick up more stuff and not have to go back and forth into town to sell or dismantle stuff.
For sure.
And I got a question. Diablo, wasn't that like one of those first like roguelikes where like you die a lot and it's really hard?
If you are inexperienced or you are kind of Leroy Jenkinsing it, there is definitely an opportunity for you to die a lot in Diablo.
Okay.
Oh, good.
So you're running in
when I buy the game.
If you're running in there with a crew or people who can tell you literally basic things about it, you'll be fine. You will be fine.
Well, no, I mean, I was asking from the aspect of since Elden Ring's come out.
No,
They-
do
no,
not
it's not
think
like that.
Elden Ring
It's
at
not like
all.
that at
No,
all.
no, no, no,
Okay.
no, no, no. No,
All right.
you have to be putting yourself in a bad situation, being underpowered, or as I said, Leroy Jenkinsing it and not watching your health to get. You
have
can't-
to get mobbed in
Yeah.
order to really die.
and you really can't get one shot.
You have to get mobbed. Like you have to be like swarmed and with no AoE spells or attacks.
A lot of great classes, a lot of things that I think are going to be changing there. But
sorcerers were OP'd
yeah,
in this
for sure.
beta for sure, by the way.
But
I mean,
yes,
if you're not Leroy Jenkins in it either, are you really playing?
No, that's also
hey,
true.
listen, for my barbarian mains out there, enjoy Leroy Jenkinsing and having the best time.
Yeah.
I mean that really is a great way to play.
That's what I'm going to start with is the barbarian.
I couldn't recommend that higher.
I went sorcerer.
Really, that's I
mage.
went barbarian too, but I leveled a lot of classes. Every single class I got to minimum level 15. I got the barbarian to 25, and I got my druid to 23.
I'm gonna ask you a
I thought the
question
cap
on the
was 20.
barb. Did
It's
you
25?
Okay.
did you enjoy the having like the new thing with the barb that I want to spend time when the game launches is the whole you can set certain attacks for certain weapons. Did you do that? Did you enjoy that facet, the multi-weapon attack facet?
So the barbarian in past has had like weapon masteries and stuff like that. This year or this iteration of Diablo, I think they did the best with the barbarian that they've ever done because there were so many different archetypes of weapons, and yes, they assigned certain skills to it, but instead of having to swap out your weapons, the barbarian does what you would think a barbarian would do
Just pulls that
and
weapon out.
carries one of every single weapon.
That's fucking
So
awesome.
no matter what you do, you can still attack. And yeah, I based a lot of my weapons around the two-handed heavy weapons because, I mean, I'm a barbarian,
Of course.
so yeah, it was loads and loads of fun. But what I was going to say about the social media, we now have a Facebook group if you want to get in there and chat with us. We've got Discord. I mean, it gets used every once in a while. We don't have a lot of action in there, but hey, come in and join us.
Shout out to the regulars.
Yes,
There's
absolutely.
a few that come and chat with us.
No,
every once in a while.
Darren and
yeah, there are people who follow us on all the socials, and I love them dearly. But yeah, the group is now up. We've had a lot of meme activity, which has been very rewarding. So come join the group. That's been awesome. But yes, so Diablo, in final thoughts, all the classes were fun. Sorcerer felt overpowered, like you said. Rogue was incredibly fun. Barbarian, all the weapons. Druids, those
a little too
rugged,
hard again. God damn it.
Those rugged yet stylish Gears hardware watching classes. I mean, they're the perfect accessory for any druid that's always on the go.
wow.
Whether it's a board meeting or a bar fight, made with high quality materials and backed up by a lifetime warranty, you can rest assured that your geared hardware wearing druid will be there for you when you need it most. Go to www.gearedhardware.com. Use promo code AlterEgo20 to get 20% off your order. Geared hardware, real hardware.
No bullshit.
Strong enough for a barbarian to wear in combat.
Yeah.
Strong enough for a barbarian, elegant enough for a sorcerer.
And the bands don't break when the druid transforms into an animal.
No.
Now, are you keep your level now through the beta, right?
No.
Oh, good.
Everybody.
I thought you did.
So throughout the beta, yeah, I did. So for whoever had the closed beta, you had all your same stuff there for the open beta.
Oh,
When you show up in the new game, you will not have any of that.
I think we're gonna
good, because I'm going to be there day one, so I want to be on that level.
That's what I was just gonna say. I was like, if you guys are already 25, like I'm not even gonna bother getting this.
I got to be completely honest. That's not the mentality to have, because in Diablo, if you join a couple of people who are really skilled in that game,
They'll run
getting
you
to
through
level
it fast.
25 ain't nothing. It's going to be the end game and the stuff that you can do after the game that's going to keep that one a spicy meatball.
because you can get
I
run.
can tell you how many times, Jack, we'd be playing Overwatch or something. He'd be like, all right, I'm going to go max out a character now. And like an hour and a half later, he'd be like, yeah, I got it maxed.
Mm-hmm. I could get you
That quickly, huh?
to level 70 in an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's happened a lot in Diablo 3, especially.
For sure. But this one is going to be different, and I think it's going to be loads and loads of fun. But let's get into some of the news, right? Let's talk about some stuff here. DC is up first, baby. They're back. DC. I don't know. It's not really good or bad, but there's one that I know that at least 2 out of the 4 of us are going to go, oh, God. And it's not about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I was going to say, Dwayne coming in at 1303.
It is about Dwayne. It is. It so is. Anyway, Ben Affleck says he finally nailed how to play Batman in The Flash.
Oh, fuck off.
Too little, too late.
It's too little, too late. Like, what do you want people to say to that?
Your 5 minutes of screen time in The Flash are going to be phenomenal, Ben. Phenomenal.
I gotta say too, like, why is it so hard to play Batman? It's not, right?
He was like, no, I just got to drop the Boston accent.
Why do they keep pandering to? Why does he keep pandering to this role? Like, I don't understand.
I think he's taking shots at the new DCU. Like, hey guys, look what you're missing out on.
They don't want you,
Possibly.
man. Move on. It's done. You're out. See you, buddy. Like,
I mean, he was kind of done dirty a little bit by DC, not by Zack Snyder, not by James Gunn, just by the whole scenario.
He's also the best overall Batman we've ever had.
I think Pattinson is going to challenge that, but I can't disagree. I like
What?
Batfleck. Yeah, for sure. He
Well,
was.
what?
He was better than Christian Bale. Yes, he
Okay.
was.
The overall package of both Bruce Wayne and Batman.
That's what we're saying. Overall package
Yeah.
of Bruce Wayne and Batman.
I'll take Keaton over Ben Affleck. I'll take Val Kilmer over
Okay.
Ben Affleck. I'll even
Okay.
take George
Okay.
Clooney over Ben Affleck.
Okay, and that's why no one takes you seriously.
You can say whatever you want, but at the end of the day, what was Ben Affleck's Batman? What was so memorable about it? Besides,
First of all, he had the greatest action sequence on film that any Batman has ever had. That warehouse fight scene is the greatest action sequence we've seen on screen
100%.
from a live action Batman.
I agree, because go ahead and look through the Batman fight catalog. There is not a better fight.
Honestly, I don't even remember that. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Yeah.
It was Batman versus Superman.
Yeah,
You know how many times I tried to watch that terrible ass movie?
It's terrible. You're
So
right.
so Ben Affleck also doubled down and said he'll never direct a film in the James Gunn DCU.
No, that was just being petty.
I don't think James Gunn cares, and he did say that he wishes James Gunn all the best in the world, which is very very
backhanded.
No, not backhanded. It's political to say, "Oh, I wish them all the best. They're the greatest." You don't want to be the guy who said, "No, I hope they fail for them." But
I ain't directed a movie.
He was like, "I'm not."
Right?
No, it's not backhanded because he said the way that they're doing it, where all of the films have to have continuity between all the properties, video games, TV shows, and all that. He said he wouldn't want to operate in a directorial space with those kind of restrictions. That was it.
Nope, they ain't getting no town in Gotham. Nope, it ain't happening.
They're not getting the town in Gotham. No, they're not.
It's not happening.
Speaking of directors, we found out James Gunn is officially directing the Superman movie,
which I'm actually excited about that. I've never really had a problem with any of James Gunn's works. I mean, he's done a phenomenal job with the Guardians. So I think he's going to knock Superman out of the park. I'm curious to see what direction he takes that story, but I think he'll knock it out of the park.
I'm very interested because his characters always have very unique personalities and senses of humor, and Clark Kent / Superman does not fit in that genre. He is a very vanilla character.
Very dry.
Very dry. And he doesn't have to, he's not damned. He's not somebody who's looking at a threat that's going to kill him at any time. So it's a tough one to do. Superman, great for the comics. If not the most, he's one of the most iconic comic book characters of all time. Very hard to do well in a movie.
Are you guys afraid of James Gunn maybe taking that character and making him I don't know if less serious is the right word, but like you said, too bubbly and comic-y?
I think he understands what he's getting into. I think he knows it's not the Guardians where he can mold them into what he wants them to be because no one knew who the Guardians were. I think he understands that there's a certain level of risk with taking Superman and making him into something he's not because people will hate it immediately.
Yeah, that is a rabid fan base. They are almost as bad as the Batman fan base. I don't care. So I'm just looking for an entertaining movie.
At this point, you're just looking for life out of DC, right?
That's right. That's right. By the way, they interviewed Jason Momoa, and they're like, we don't know what's going on with Aquaman. And he was like, I'm fine. I'll be introduced in the DCU. I'm pretty sure they've almost locked him in as Lobo at this point.
Whoa.
I think he fits more as that character, just the way he looks than Aquaman, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
That's actually the one character that I'd be most excited to see James Gunn direct. Like, I hope James Gunn is in charge of that project.
Yeah, that is a perfect for Jason Momoa. You may have booed it, but I personally think that's the perfect character for him in terms of comics.
Agreed.
He's not going to get to play it. He's going to be in the next Fast and the Furious movies for the next 12 years because he's.
I thought these last two were the end of Fast and the Furious.
Oh no, bro! He's the bad guy in this one, so he's going to become part of the family, and then and then
that's so true. It's so true.
Keep going.
Is he really the bad guy in this new Fast and Furious?
Yeah, Fast X. Yeah, and they bring back all of the people who were bad guys at one point. Now they're all good guys.
Yep.
I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited to see it because Jason Momoa does really well. I mean, just with his charisma, I'd rather see him than Vin Diesel. Anyway, Matt Reeves says that the Batman 2 will be out October 3rd, 2025. It's a ways away.
It'll get
ways
pushed
away. You might be right. It may get pushed back or it may get pushed up. Who knows?
I've seen a few.
I think it depends on the other Batman project.
What other Batman project?
Well, they're not the Batman project that they have with him and Damian Wayne.
Oh.
They're not going to release two Batman movies in 1 year. You can't.
They're talking about what he's talking about what Gunn said that they were going to do. Like Batman was going to be older and like Robin was going to be his kid or whatever.
I think that's, you know what? I think this whole thing has been so good for comic book stuff because everybody's been saying like right now, I know we're going to get to Marvel later, but like the fact that the mutants are being introduced right now, let them be young. Let them be first being introduced, because if you introduce an old group of mutants, you've already lost so much time with them.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think this is good to stagger these out, and then you can still have some of these Avengers show up and be important. And at that point, they've been around a long time, so they've earned that mentorship role for anybody else. And I think DC doing that, having an older Bruce Wayne, is good. You don't need Batman that Bruce Wayne. You don't need Bruce Wayne anymore. He's been played out. He's been played 1,000 times. Just move on. We're all okay with it. Here's my point that I was going to talk about. Shazam! Fury of the Gods has done spectacularly poor at the box office.
Is the movie as bad as the box office says?
There's no way.
Or is the movie getting a raw deal? Because I liked the first one. I really liked it.
I didn't really like it. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. I think there's a lot of potential for this one. I haven't seen it, but Zachary Levi in that character, he's always been good.
He was really good as Shazam.
Like, it's hard for me to believe that he all of a sudden was just a trash character.
Oh, well, see, the problem
I wonder if you're
Black Adam is so much better than Shazam. Shazam just failed.
God. How about all
I wonder if you're getting a large demographic of
Mahalo.
What the
I
hell?
wonder if you're getting a large demographic of DC fans who are giving up on these projects because they know that everything is being reset.
They've got to be. They've just got to
Like,
be.
what's the point of going and watching Shazam when there's no continuation that's coming afterwards?
What's
Just
the
wait
point?
until it comes out on HBO Max.
Yeah. Why watch Fury of the Gods? Why watch Aquaman 2? Why watch Flashpoint?
Isn't Flash supposed to set
I mean, yeah, but still, like, they're going to move on without it.
I'm not gonna lie, out of all of them, Flash looks the dopest to me.
It does.
Flash actually does look good. I am going to give that a chance.
We've seen
I'm gonna watch that.
We've seen nothing out of Aquaman 2, but Aquaman 2 is kind of at a disadvantage, right?
See, I've never seen Aquaman 1.
Yeah.
And I've never seen Shazam either. So I'm
Aquaman was actually pretty good.
It was
comparatively speaking to the rest of the DCU movies, it was pretty good.
Completely agree. It was my favorite of the DC movies for obvious reasons I've talked about 1,000 times, so I'm not going to get into it. But Momoa in that role is great, and I think they far exceeded expectations. So Shazam apparently was supposed to be the original character to show up at the end of Black Adam. Shazam, Hawkman, and I think Atom Smasher were supposed to be the three that showed up because the Justice Society of America was supposed to show up and have them and Shazam to confront Black Adam. And apparently The Rock is the one who said, absolutely not. It's not happening, and circumvented everybody and said, no, Shazam's not showing up in my movie. Even that's who your fucking character's protagonist is. And said, I want Superman. Why? Because the balance of power is supposed to be shifting in the DCU. So The Rock needs to go against Henry Cavill's Superman. Get the fuck out of here.
And that's why The Rock won't be in any DCEU movies.
Oh, had a couple of them already. You're behind today.
That was the big one. That was the one that got the explosiveness out of him. So that's the one that I'm.
Although I'm not gonna lie, having Superman show up at the end of that was better to me than to have the
Why
league, because he just fought all of them.
Wait,
Why?
Black Adam.
He didn't fight Shazam though. He didn't fight Shazam. Wasn't in that movie.
Yeah.
He didn't fight Shazam, but I mean, he fought Hawkman and he fought.
But if you ask any DC fan, who do you think of fighting Black Adam? The first person they're going to say is Shazam.
He has to fight Shazam first. He's 100% right.
Don't get me wrong, but in this universe, to me, like, it was dope as hell when she's like, I have somebody who's not from this planet, and then you see Henry Cavill show up, and I'm like, I'm fucked up now.
I mean, you're right, because if you're a true blue DC fan, you know that fight's over quickly. In my humble opinion, Superman bodies Black Adam.
100%.
If he's going at him and it's game over, Shazam is the draw. Like, that's what people have been waiting for. Why the fuck do we have a Black Adam movie without Shazam? He has to say his name to earn his powers, just like Shazam.
Yeah.
They're basically one and the same.
It's yin and yang.
Yeah, that's, to me, that's why, like, that ending was much cooler with Henry Cavill showing up. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't matter at all now.
You know,
To be honest, it kind of sucks that they didn't have a showdown in any of the three movies.
Yep.
Neither of the Shazam movies or Black Adam didn't have any showdown between Shazam and Black Adam. That's the worst thing out of all three of those movies, is that they did not have any kind of fight at all. Even if it was a 2-minute cameo at the end, nothing.
Yeah. It needed to happen. Anyway, I'm not going to keep going on about The Rock. He's pissing me off.
Mahala.
Mahala. Austin.
What's the one that he said a couple weeks ago? What did he say? Aloha.
Aloha.
Take his Terramana ass on down to the gym. Anyway, let's talk about some video game stuff. Hey, GameStop has posted its first profitable quarter in years.
I
That
love
is
that.
unfortunate.
Why did they do that?
I don't know. It's unfortunate.
They're not
though.
making a resurgence. We know this. Like, what they just turned into Hot Topic with gaming apparel.
It's fine.
That's
It's great
exactly
for the
what they
stock
turned into.
options in them, so I don't mind.
Oh.
Good for
You got in late, hoping that you would have got in.
I got in late, and I
Yeah.
got in before they split, and so now I have 4 times the amount that I had before.
Okay.
Mm.
I believe in you.
You know, if there's a supervillain arc that ever happened, mine was when I went to trade in my PlayStation,
God.
my buddy's PlayStation, and all 3 of my Grand Theft Autos back in the day on the PlayStation 2 to get $12 of store credit and still came up short. Ever since then, I wanted nothing but GameStop to fail. If I even hit the Powerball, be my one mission in life is to put GameStop out of business.
He's gonna buy GameStop and then just burn the headquarters to the ground.
nice.
Yep. No, I wouldn't even burn them to the ground. I just make them go out of business.
You turn them into Spirit Halloweens.
Not even. I want them just gone.
Spirit of Halloween.
Yeah. So this one was kind of a little bit of both. Gears of War is getting the Doctor Strange and Dune writer treatment.
Can we pause for a second?
Sure. What's up?
Because we're gonna acknowledge what you just did.
What's that? What I do?
You know what you did.
What I do?
Why did you emphasize the gears of war?
I just want people to know that that's what it is, not to be confused with any other franchises.
I thought that was the name of the game.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So, Gears of War. Rhino's intern put God of War earlier on the post, and some of our dutiful fans let him know. So that was fun.
We love them for
we'll
helping
never,
us out.
We'll
there.
never see him again.
No, we already got a new guy.
Chet Riles. But yeah, they got a Doctor Strange and Dune writer in the name of what was that? It's not in the post. But John Spaihts, Spaihts, who wrote the original Doctor Strange and Dune's Part 1 and 2. Although
Which actually was pretty good writing.
Book.
Are we a little worried about the guy who wrote Dune? It's such a slow movie, and Gears seems like such a fast, action-paced type video game franchise.
Well,
are we a little worried about what he can write or not write?
No, you just look at the quality of writing from his previous works.
I've got to be honest with you and say absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I'm excited to see somebody who's done something like Doctor Strange, which is such a big blockbuster, and had a lot of action moving set pieces and was very entertaining, and was also able to do Dune, which has such a big following and big lore and big fandom, and pay them both justice. Because if you've ever read Dune, the movie plays like the book reads. Like, it's slow.
There you go.
Terrible,
there you go.
Because I can't tell, man. I remember we had to watch it for the episode, bro. I must have fell asleep and woke up at the same point every time I tried to watch that.
But to touch on Nello's point, though, he wrote it how it was supposed to be written. So it's he didn't write Dune based off of his own writing quality. He actually did a great job writing Dune based off of what it was supposed to be. So if you told me you had a guy like that for Gears, I'm going to trust that he's going to write Gears the way it's supposed to be written.
I'd say,
now, is this supposed to be a video game or
it's a movie?
Oh,
and I have read some Gears of War books. Well, I take that back. I read one book. I got through 3 chapters of it before I was like, this person has A, never experienced war, B, ever played a Gears of War game in their life. I'll give you a scenario that helps you to understand. There was a scene in the book where the character, somebody got shot next to them, and they reached their hand into the open wound in the person's face and pulled out the bullet to say, oh, it's a sniper. That's the most, it's just the most, what the fuck? Like, I could tell you right now, if I'm playing a video game or anywhere, or I'm outside, if I hear that, I go, that's a sniper rifle. And you mean to tell me that this person who's writing Gears of War, Marcus Phoenix, has to reach into somebody's exposed head wound to pull out the slug to say, yep, sniper. Ah.
The sniper glint didn't give it away?
Maybe the 6-inch hole in his head would have probably given it away.
The fact that his head's probably not there anymore.
Split in half at least, for sure.
And I was just like, okay, these people have never ever.
Was the book written before the
You know
game?
what
or
else is
after?
funny
After.
about it?
Oh,
Because
wow.
Long
Yeah, okay.
ballistically, there isn't a sniper rifle around that once it hits your head, that's gonna stay in your
Thank
head.
you. That's my
Like-
point. And I'm
It's
like,
going through like 3 trees behind him.
I just remember reading that and going, oh, okay. And I also, I remember reading another book written by somebody. It was their own work, and they were like talking really heavily about it. They want to talk podcast stuff, and I was like, that's cool. And they were talking about a major city, and this was an exact line. The lights were so bright they could be seen a long way out into space.
What?
I like it.
I remember going, and we're done here.
Sometimes you just gotta keep it.
Am I
simple.
being hypercritical?
You know, you don't
I
gotta
don't
church it
know.
all up.
I mean,
with fancy
Jesus.
words.
Got to church it all.
They can be seen from far, far away. You know?
Yeah, but who's he writing that line for? The 3 people in the International Space Station orbiting around planet Earth?
Right. But see, that's the thing. The city lights are so bright it could be seen from the space station. Oh, that's a long fucking way. Okay, that's a bright city. But instead of a long way out into space.
Vegas,
I'm just trying to figure out, is this like a greenhouse city where they trying to grow? Like, why would it be so bright? That's just a different story for
Is
different day.
Vegas a greenhouse city?
I guess you can see that.
You realize you can see every major city from outer space, right?
But a space station would be further away.
From
I
space?
said outer space.
Right. What do you think the distance? Never mind. Let's not get into this. Keep going.
Spider-Man 2 is going to be released in September, according to the actor who plays Venom. Didn't get to play Spider-Man 1. Maybe Sony will wake up one day and allow us to get that on.
It is such a good game. Such a good game.
Hey, by the way, let me just say this for my Xbox peeps out there. Hey, Nello, how long did it take you to transition to Dungeons in Diablo 4?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes!
But it was a PS4, man, and it's an older PS4. My PS5 is
Oh.
coming.
He's got a bum leg. Its uncle just got out of jail.
Kind of.
Whatever.
He's got beat up.
Ran out of gas.
It's all right. My PS5
I'm
is coming
excited.
after Diablo 4. I'm like, PS5, baby. I need you.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna probably start using my Lonely Boy machine a little more.
Your lonely boy machine?
Oh, that's what I call a PlayStation.
Oh,
Because a lot
wow.
of those guys don't have friends.
gosh.
They play single player games.
I have a lot of friends.
No, you don't.
People know me.
So,
Starfield receiving a restricted rating in Australia on the
This
print
is so
island.
ridiculous.
Why?
Australia is ridiculous.
Wonder why
sometimes.
that is.
For drug usage.
No drugs down under, mate. You can't be doing drugs on your video games down here. Not so close to Melbourne. You know, Steve Irwin on here.
What is that? A cigarette? Nope.
No
Rated
drugs,
14.
What
Right.
type of drugs are in this game that
dude.
Psychedelics.
what? It's a
Yeah.
They have Aborigines there.
And that is related to psychedelics very much.
I mean, yeah, I bet you 100% there's some sort of religious culture thing that they use, some sort of psychedelics.
Hey, Nello, how many of those Aboriginal tribes have PlayStations?
I just want to play it.
I don't know how many do they have. How many of them have electricity?
I
Depends.
mean, that PlayStation 5s are on the way.
I just want to sit.
Why are we talking about it? Huh?
I just want to sit in the front yard, playing the fucking didgeridoo. What are you doing? Fuck you. That's what.
That's crazy. This
Uh,
Australia thing is crazy.
How about my favorite bit of video game news for the week? Last Ronin, the comic book adaptation of the Ninja Turtles, is being turned into a AAA video game. Baby.
Hyped.
So, if you're unfamiliar with the Last Ronin story, the bare bones of it is 3 out of the 4 turtles have been murdered, and the last one stops wearing his colors and carries all the weapons of his brothers and is essentially on a suicide mission to kill Shredder's grandson.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
actually a little bit more adult oriented than your normal turtle
per-
stuff is.
It's
Yeah.
cool. I liked it a lot. And you know, this turtle sees his 3 brothers. They kind of speak to him in spectral form throughout the game. That would be so killer.
It's rough, right?
Aren't they making a movie of that?
Do you want me to spoil it for you?
Isn't there a movie that they're
No,
making?
no movie.
I want to say I heard someone that they're making a movie.
They are making a Ninja Turtles movie, but not Last Ronin.
I heard it was supposed to be The Last Ronin.
No,
That's the game.
not that it's been announced yet, but it is not Raphael. Actually, Raphael is the first turtle to die.
Makes sense on that one.
Yeah. I won't spoil it. What I will do is take us to our first break of the day. So we are going to start talking about some movies and stuff like that. And then we've got some Marvel stuff to talk about. We'll be right back. See you on the other side of this break. I love you too. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Here we are, Alter Ego Podcast, episode 140, talking some movies and TV. There's a really old movie franchise, well, not even franchise, just one movie, but it was a popular sketch way back in the day that had a movie that was very well received.
Oh, I know that
And
movie.
It was extraordinarily popular. I don't know why. But a lot of people liked it.
Because of all that, man.
It's called Good Burger.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
I was about to say, chances are your parents, if you said who loves orange soda, they can tell you who loves orange soda.
Kel loves orange soda.
One of the only
that was actually one of my favorite headlines that I ever wrote. Was that one?
Who loves orange soda?
But Good Burger, the movie itself, wasn't the greatest.
You mess with Kurt. You
Just
go in
saying.
the grinder, Nello.
It's funny because my wife actually showed me this, like, and sent it to me in a video, and I'm like, I could care less. The announcement of it is like, I could care less. I never saw Good Burger 1.
Yeah.
She's like, so you don't know about the whole Good Burger? I was like, I watched all that, but I never watched Good Burger.
It's not good.
That's what I figured.
It was just an hour and a half long sketch from all that.
Yeah. It was an hour and a half long sketch of Kenan Thompson trying to not laugh while saying his lines.
Basically.
Oh my God. He does that on SNL still.
I don't understand it. What he's saying to me isn't funny in the first place.
Hey, man, he's a hometown boy. You got to root for him, right?
No.
Okay.
I will go see Good Burger in my living room when it comes out for free. But I hope Kurt from the first movie makes a resurgence.
I was excited because Kel was excited.
Kurt from Mondo Burger. Here's the one thing that I don't understand. Kel Mitchell is, to me, far and away the more talented of Kenan and Kel. But Kenan has stayed after it and been in a lot of stuff, and people love Kenan Thompson. Good for them. I wish him all the success in the world. But Kel, I think, is the more talented of the two.
There's a rumor that he was dead for a long time, and then all of a sudden he pops up on the morning show with Charlemagne.
Yeah.
Nope.
Rapping. No, he wasn't rapping.
No, there was a thing that back in the day, allegedly a rumor.
He was reacting to somebody else rapping. Sorry.
Was actually threw him under the bus.
Wow.
A lot of things where he couldn't work.
But then, yeah, I heard that too. But then why pander for Good Burger 2?
That's a good point.
If that was true, why are they working again?
Maybe he's making.
Well, it also has been 25 years.
Yeah.
Maybe they made amends and were like, hey, let's make another shit movie.
If someone throttles your career like was said he did, would you go back and work with them 20 years later?
If it was broke and somebody was paying me millions of dollars, yeah. I would.
How many zeros to get my career resurfaced?
Yeah, instantly.
2? Yeah. I'm about it because I'm broke.
Robert Downey Jr. in talks for a Vertigo movie remake. Now, this Vertigo, it's a remake. I've never seen the original.
Talking about the old
the Alfred Hitchcock.
Yeah. Yep.
To play John Scotty Ferguson. Somebody tell me about this. What is
I've never seen it, but I can tell you it's an Alfred Hitchcock movie, and I guarantee you that's right up RDJ's alley.
I was just gonna say I just know that much.
Just
that's
please
a Hitchcock
don't
movie.
have RDJ try to do a British accent. I love him. He's still talented.
Bad. It's bad.
But it's so bad. The last movie that we watched was him trying to push a fart out of a polar bear. RDJ, what's happened, buddy?
Dr. Doolittle?
Dr. Doolittle.
So it's basically
can't really follow up
a retired cop who develops extreme fear of heights and a false sense of rotational movement. That's it.
Oh, so
he's got vertigo.
He goes from being Iron Man to having vertigo. Makes sense.
So it's literally somebody who has vertigo.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm just reading the Wikipedia.
Oh, I'm dizzy.
Hey, my! I stood up for fast, shall I?
Darling, the room is spinning around me.
The room is spinning, and someone has shot my pants.
A rooftop chase in which fellow policeman falls to his death. San Francisco detective John Scotty Ferguson retires out of fear of heights and vertigo. Scotty tries to conquer his fear, but his ex-fiance, underwear designer Marjorie Midge Wood, says that another several emotional shocks may be the only cure.
Hold on, who's out here
I
designing?
want you to
underwears
try
like that?
these, Scotty. I call them tighty whities. This little brown streak is from the first person who tried them.
Well, if she was designing underwear in the 50s, she's going to be using a lot less material now.
I mean, there's obviously more, but okay. Why is this even a thing? I don't even know.
Oh, well, good for
Well,
you.
the only reason why it was even news is because it's RDJ.
Well, thank goodness he's not playing Tony Stark anymore.
Yeah, we don't need him back.
You went from
Yeah, I would take
Iron
him.
Man
I'll take him back.
in a heartbeat. Like,
I
come
would take
on,
him back,
man.
yeah.
Like, I haven't seen the project, and I'm like, that's why he left.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, sad news. Sad news. We lost Commander Zavala. We lost Lance Reddick. He has been a very famous voice for a very long time. Great actor. 60 years old. Died out of nowhere. Don't know what the cause is. Just sad to hear it. I don't know. But he was talked about quite frequently as the John Wick 4 preview came out this week. And he was honored by the Bungie team and Destiny. Really, really sad to see that guy go.
Yeah,
There was a lot of Destiny players that were saluting him where he stands at the tower and everything. I thought that was pretty cool.
Very cool. Leave it to the nerd community to know how to pay homage to somebody.
100%.
Yeah, really touching. Sad to hear. And apparently, like, everybody just loved him on the set. So,
he's a solid actor, man.
yeah. John Wick came out this weekend to the tune of $73.5 million. Took command of the box office. $1 billion. No shit. Yeah, he became a Saudi prince overnight.
Avatar who?
That's funny. People really like to watch that boy Keanu shoot people. Let me tell you.
Franchise record.
Yeah.
It's the highest opening weekend for all four of them.
And I believe Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 95%. Right? 95,
You know, it's
94?
funny. I was looking at that. This is one of the few series that every one of them is like an 86 or above.
Yeah.
And that rarely happens for a movie.
The first one is my favorite. I haven't seen
It's phenomenal.
4 or 3, but the first one I was like, you really know how to grab somebody. Okay.
That first one's
3 really took a dip. That's why I was concerned about 4, but apparently everything I've read about 4 blows 3 right out of the water. So I'm going to give it a chance.
It's
There's people
94 on both aspects.
calling 4 the best action movie of all time. That's not a joke. That's legitimately being said about this movie. And the original cut of this movie was 3 hours and 45 minutes long.
I'd watch it.
okay. Listen,
I'd watch it.
listen. We all know I am a gun guy. I would love John Wick's. To me, I'm actually watching this like, how many more people is he gonna kill?
Yeah.
Like Jesus.
How is
we
internationally known?
we talked about this the other week where it's like,
But
it's a little far-fetched that you're just going to walk through downtown Tokyo shooting guns and nobody's going to be like, what is that?
Hey, listen.
Nobody is out there going,
In a place where they don't really shoot a lot of guns in the middle of the street.
That was
This is
actually in
gonna
New York.
Sorry for my shitty
blasting
Japanese,
people.
but
No, there's a scene that I think in 4 where they're in downtown.
They're in Japan.
there's one where he's riding a horse down the middle
are-
of the street and he's getting chased by motorcycles. That didn't make the news.
That was in Times Square.
Oh, was it in Times Square?
He did that in Times Square.
I haven't seen the movie, but I mean, come on, man. Florida man rides through Times Square on the back of a horse. You mean to tell me that wouldn't be all over the fucking news?
Yeah,
He wouldn't even need to have a gun shot. That would be all over CNN.
So this movie has been very, very well received, and Keanu and the director Chad Stahelski has said they are done for the moment with the
Yep.
John Wick franchise.
Well, so there was that headline,
I
but
know.
then shortly after that, there was another one
Yep,
where
and
the
that's
producers want to keep making them.
literally next, where they go, "I'm not ready to be done with John Wick," and I commented on that, and I said, "I'm not ready to be done with John Wick." Money he brings in, yeah, we know we know Hollywood. When you find something that works, you want to bleed it to death.
I read that Keanu will make a 5th one as long as they bring in this John Swick, whatever this guy, the guy who made the movies.
Chad Stahelski?
Yeah, that guy.
That's the director.
The director.
Well,
he said he won't make
yeah,
another
yeah.
one without those. He said,
Now that spin-off seems pretty interesting though. The
character.
what is his name?
The character of Kane being played by Donnie Yen, in which lately everybody likes to make Donnie Yen blind. First there was Rogue One, now there's this. He plays a blind assassin in this one, and they want to make a spin-off about his character.
I'd rather
see spoilers, so I can't say anything. But
Have you seen John Wick 4?
oh yeah,
Oh shit!
Had a boy.
they
Pound.
too.
Well, hold on a second. Give us a 0 through 10. Give us a 0 through 10.
Oh yeah.
For me,
How much he loves this, he's gonna be like, it's a 3.
it's a 9.
Sorry,
It's one of my favorite franchises ever, so a 2.7.
It's
Yeah.
You're crazy.
There are
bro.
a couple things that they did in this movie that I didn't care for,
Okay.
and one of those things is just all right. So they had a character that you're like, why the fuck is this guy here?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the things that got me. And other than that, though,
At any point, did you start to nod?
no.
Okay, so that's all I need to know. 2 hours and 45 minutes long. If you didn't nod off one time, that's a good movie.
Listen, you can't when every other second there's a gunshot going off.
That's true.
I'm not gonna lie. If you've ever seen the movie Crank way back when, with
Yes!
Jason Statham,
Oh, yes.
nonstop
Such a-
action.
Such a good movie.
When I tell you that almost from the opening sequence to after that, it was like that almost the entire freaking time.
Wow.
See, I'm all about that action.
It's gun, but at the same time, how many people can he shoot?
And you know what? To go back to go. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
A lot.
Let me ask you, at any point, does John Wick's character just sit down and rub his knee? I mean, just like, does he ever like do that move that we all do where we lean back and just kind of press into our lower back because we're so tired from
Underneath that expensive black suit, he's got like 3 Ben Gay patches.
Bro, listen.
I see hot.
Yeah.
Where he falls off of a building and gets right back. I'm like, bro, you ain't gonna rub. You ain't gonna. Nope. Falls off the second story or something. Just
John, how did you get up from that? It's icy to numb the pain and then heat to relax it away.
It's like I'm just running on straight adrenaline right now.
I don't buy it. It's, I felt like it was hard to believe when Cap jumped out of the elevator and fell through the glass and hit the floor. I was like, he's
a superhero.
He's hurt.
Even the dude in the movie had like the exact same reaction. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Wait, what? Like, I didn't even believe that Super Soldier Serum would have handled that well. So yeah, John Wick crushing it. I think we might be doing a John Wick special here eventually.
Oh hell yeah, let's do it.
But let's get into the Marvel news, shall we? We've got a little bit of stuff to talk about. We're going to need to take another break before we talk about The Last of Us. Waited a couple weeks, but it's here. We're ready. Okay, so let's talk about Marvel. Marvel president of animation and FX, I am blanking on her name, was reportedly fired in the last 2 weeks.
She gone.
Are we surprised by this?
I actually am. She has a producer credit on literally everything that exists.
Yeah.
Everything that the MCU has put out, she has a producer credit on.
Victoria Alonso.
Got you.
Including several executive producer credits.
Genuinely shocked that they let her go. Do you think this is a we need to put this on somebody kind of situation? Or did you just want to leave?
It's either that or it's no, because it's reported that she got fired, so she definitely didn't want to leave. She got fired, but I wonder if this ties into the reports that are coming out that they're wanting to slow down. Like maybe they're like, all right, we need new people in here.
There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that we're not familiar with, so obviously this is all just wild speculation.
I heard she was mad toxic.
Yeah, that's what I read too. She was no bueno.
Yeah. I heard she was really toxic, and they had like a toxic environment, and she was like the cause of it.
Okay, so how
That's
was
just
she
what I read. I don't know.
But now you take that and you look at that from an aspect. She was the head of it,
Disney,
right?
Yeah.
So she has to expect the best out of everybody. So you have to push these visual effects guys to be like, no, this is no good.
So
Redo it. You know what I'm trying to say?
Because we've had a lot of leaks from VX guys lately that have been like, they're not paying us enough. They're focusing on this. They want the bare minimum, but they don't want to pay us. Are these reports and these interviews and stuff kind of the roundabout result
Maybe
to get her fired?
because listen, I'm not
Do
gonna
you
lie.
think that Feige did like a deep dive and talked to these guys and was like, so what's really going on?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. If I'm already feeling underpaid, bro, you're Disney, bitch. You know, you just did a movie for $3 billion. You better fucking write me a check.
Mm.
But $3
And you know they
billion,
got
and
it.
then you got to think of all the money that goes into that movie. So
That's cool though. When Deadpool, he's making more money than God, and he ain't even shot a new movie yet. You're paying everybody else all this money.
Yeah.
The people that do the visuals and make it happen.
Hmm.
Write them a check if that's the case.
That's another speaking of Deadpool, I'm glad you brought that up. There's talk that his movie will heavily feature the TVA. And one of the newest rumors is that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine will be a prisoner of the TVA.
what?
And that the TVA is chasing down Deadpool for the destruction and murder of the Fox universe.
So I called it. Called it.
I'm down.
Called it.
You among a lot of other people called it.
Nope, I called it first.
I'm so happy
give it
that
to
they're
Rhino.
murdering the Fox. By the way,
The Deadpool kills the Marvel universe. We've talked about this. It's so good.
Very good.
And if they are actually able to pull this off, it would be through the TVA, where there's different timelines and different stuff that he could do, and it's going to be hilarious. Remember, I say this a lot because I don't think it resonates with a lot of people. Ryan Reynolds is the highest paid actor in the MCU, and you have not seen frame one of him as Deadpool. There is so much that character is going to do, and there's a good chance that he makes an appearance, in my opinion, in Loki season 2.
I would like to believe it. Maybe that's how they kick off Deadpool. Like you see him and he steals some equipment and then he goes on a rampage.
I want a full episode of Deadpool.
I don't think you're gonna get
Absolutely.
that.
I want
You
it.
might get a cameo. At
I
the
want
season
an
finale or some shit.
absolute episode of Deadpool trolling Mobius and Loki.
I wanted
Would
to
that
troll the
not
clock too.
be the greatest? Oh yeah, Miss Minutes is going to be featured in Deadpool 3, which I can't wait to hear Deadpool talking shit to Miss Minutes.
I don't think you're gonna get that because of the rating. Because Loki is what is it, like a TV 14 or whatever, regular
He doesn't have to
TV?
kill anybody. He just shows up, steals the
Yeah,
Yeah,
he could still be there.
You have a whole episode of Deadpool and he doesn't drop one swear word, doesn't
or kill anybody.
Come
Well,
on.
you can drop swear words. He's just not going to drop F-bombs.
Not to mention, he could kill people and
So
then
he's gonna
comment
be
on
in church.
their lack of blood.
But I could promise you this: they're not going to pay Ryan Reynolds all that money for one movie.
Absolutely not.
I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
it's just
no.
one
They're
movie. I
they're
think-
bringing him in so he can make appearances all over the MCU.
How do you think
Yeah.
he bought Wrexham? The
Oh,
soccer team. he
it
bought.
doesn't. No, I know. But he also just sold Mint Mobile for what a billion.
dollars.
Yeah.
He's good.
Well, he's slated to make like $250 million off it personally.
Ryan's doing
Man,
okay.
he's come a
So
long
I
way
mean,
from two guys in
hey,
a pizza
put on
place.
this red suit and come. And, like, it would be hilarious for Deadpool to show up and have his own bleeper, so that he knows he could say whatever he wants and bleep himself out.
See,
because-
that's another thing they could do in the TVA and Loki. They could just bleep him out. It would be hilarious.
especially if he does that for himself. He's like, I know we're on Disney Plus. I've got to keep it cool for the kids. Would that not be the funniest
Yes.
most Deadpool thing that he's done?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm excited. Avengers Secret Wars officially 2 parts. This probably means nothing to those out
Do we
there.
really think it was gonna wrap it in one part?
But Avengers Secret Wars is such a big story.
Yeah.
There's literally no way you do this in one movie. That would be Ragnarok all over again, and I would not stand for it.
No, it's going to be the biggest story I think they've ever had. It's going to be bigger than Endgame. It's going to be bigger than Infinity War. I think everyone comes for those movies. I think we even get cameos from guys that were no longer a part of the MCU. We could see RDJ. We could see Cap.
Yep.
I think it happens.
I think we should. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be great. Black Knight, Kit Harington has apparently been removed from the happenings of the new Blade movie that is definitely coming out.
Hey, they just like got rid of the Black Knight. Next, they get rid of Blade.
Come on, man.
What
Blade
are they
is
gonna
the Black
call it?
Knight at this point.
Vampires take over?
It's gonna be called Scrapped because this movie's been alleged.
Nah,
for the
You
last
wanna-
seven
you want
years.
to double down on that? A crispy $2 bill that movie comes out?
Bro, let's do it. I'll take a nice crispy $2, bro.
All right.
I'm
So this
on
is on the movie's existence period.
At this point, we've gone past it. Like,
I won't make you pay up. I won't make you
I'd
pay up.
still put $2 on that.
We're gonna get Blade in like 2087. You're gonna call him at the nursing home. Ryan, huh?
Hey, you owe me $2, you son.
Who is this?
Bro,
Hey, you
that
know.
is 64 years from now. I hope to be well dead before that.
Come on. man.
Wow.
ouchies.
Live a little.
I want to be a robot.
Bro,
by
once I
then.
can't wipe myself, I'm out.
all
it's
right.
life's
So, minute and so Ryan
This
wished
got
he was
really
dead.
morbid.
Yeah, we're an hour in, and Ryan wished he was dead. Okay.
I mean, also in 2087, I'll be 114.
you don't want to miss the hover cars, Ryan. Shit.
You're going to be
You're gonna be 114.
half sentient.
What?
That's right. He'll exist on a hard drive where wiping won't be a thing. Oh God.
You'll have to relive.
Listen, with my level of income, there's no reason I can't live to be a 200, 300.
What?
Oh God. Speaking of people who look like they've lived to be 200 and 300, Liv Tyler is officially returning to the MCU
That was
as Betty Ross, baby.
that was so good.
This is big nose. Big
Like that?
nose.
so good.
You like
Yeah,
that?
was
Give
good.
me
I
some.
didn't say that on purpose.
Fucking good.
Say that again.
Big
I
nut.
said this is big nose. I didn't say that on purpose. Big news.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Big news. Big
here's the thing.
news.
If Liv Tyler is in a movie, have those subtitles on, baby, because she whispers every line she has.
I haven't seen her since Armageddon.
I haven't seen her since Lord of the Rings.
You didn't see any. I was gonna say you didn't see any of the Lord of the Rings.
She was in that. Cool. I've seen all of them
Um,
multiple times. I guess I missed
first
her.
and
Isn't she like
foremost.
the whatchamacallit, the elf girl?
She is the whatchamacallit elf girl.
But
I'm
she's
so
not in
glad you
all
knew
of
that.
them, is she?
I'm actually kind of low key proud of you, Ryan, for knowing she
Bro,
was the
Lord of the Rings was
whatchamacallit.
my fucking jam.
Yeah, I loved
go.
it too. But was she
Yeah.
in all of them or just the first one?
She's in the Return of the King, the Lord of the Rings, Return of the Jedi, all that. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. She is returning as Betty Ross in Captain America 4. That means a lot of things. First of all, we're already talking about the Cap 4 premise happening with Thunderbolt Ross being the president, with them going to the island that is eventually the X-Men's home because of the invention of adamantium. So we've got X-Men, we've got Captain America, we've got the Thunderbolts, we've now got apparently the Hulk. And if we
Let's
have the
go.
Hulk, we might have She-Hulk, we might have Scar. There are so many people. This Captain America 4 is not about to be Captain America 4. This is about to be Avengers. What'd you call it, Rhino?
4.5.
4.5. I mean, truly it is. This is
Just
going
like Civil War. Civil War was Avengers 2.5.
Yeah.
Civil War is a good movie.
Yeah.
Not a great movie, but a good movie.
Civil
Shut your
War
mouth.
is a
No.
great movie.
Yeah.
You can chill on that.
It's one of the best.
Losing credibility as the moments go.
I love
But I'm excited for Betty Ross to make a reentrance into the
Yeah.
into the story too, because I mean they did that whole ploy at this point. It's not a spoiler that Black Widow was the love interest of Bruce Banner. That's completely new. Now Black Widow is hooked up with a lot of people. I don't believe Bruce Banner has ever been on that list before the MCU.
Hey, bro, could you imagine if the Hulk actually clapped those cheeks?
it. He did.
Thunderclapped them cheeks. Mm,
I don't think the Hulk did. I think Bruce did.
same difference.
You
Think so?
you think Nello? You don't
Thanks for that insight.
think played hide the zucchini with her? Jesus Christ. Okay. This is great to me. This is sending the hype train. They're throwing a little bit more coals on the fire for Cap 4.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had a lot of talks with a lot of folks, but I think that Anthony Mackie as Captain America is really going to make a much bigger impression. I mean, like, think about this. Rhino and I were talking about this earlier. Steve Rogers is undeniably the biggest leader of the MCU, especially in comics. Captain America is always that guy to say some shit to rally the troops and lead people into battle. But in the MCU, all of that's kind of hearsay. It's kind of talk. Other than like the groups he led during Endgame, Anthony Mackie's Captain America, as Sam Wilson, was on live television telling people from the world, whatever the fuck it's called, the big organization that was kind of like United Nations. He told them all to fuck off on live camera, telling them, no, you can't do this kind of stuff. You've got to protect these people who were gone during the blip. All these people that we just got done fighting are there for a viable reason. He's so much more visible now as a Captain America than Cap in the background. So him trying to juggle all of this, because if you remember in Cap Winter Soldier, he was trying to sympathize with the Flag Smashers the entire time. So him doing that, and now the X-Men coming up with a legitimate claim. The only people that Cap stands to stand in front of and actually have a fight with is Thunderbolt Ross and the Thunderbolts. Because
Which I think we're going to see them as well.
I do too.
I mean, that ain't much of a fight.
It really is a fight. Red Guardian, Red Hulk. You've got Bucky Barnes, who will obviously not side with the Thunderbolts. You've got Yelena, who knows what she does. You've got U.S. Agent, who's kind of a super powered kind of loose cannon there. There's a lot of things to deal with, especially because every member, and Ghost, let's not forget Ghost is on that team. Every single one of them are extraordinarily tactical and precise in the way that they do things. They're not Thor, who's throwing up with a hammer and smashing anything in front of them. They are picking their targets and exploiting weaknesses. The Thunderbolts will be absolutely nobody to trifle with.
No, I'm saying though, what's Anthony Mackie gonna do? Cap's gonna take.
Well, that's
okay.
That's what we talked about that too. The only bad thing that Anthony Mackie's gonna have as Cap is he can't do anything by himself unless it's street level.
Right.
My man's
unless he takes the super soldier serum, which I would rather he didn't, but if he did, I wouldn't be mad about it.
I would get why he did, but it would negate the entire transformation from Winter Soldier.
What's the whole point of having him that being Falcon or whatever the hell he is? I think
he's not Falcon. He's Captain America.
Captain America. Yeah. But that's my point. Is he's just a regular dude, bro.
But that's what makes
it. In the comics, he was just a regular dude when he was Captain America too, though.
Yep. I mean, I think it's a great angle.
But he's
for
also
that character.
black, so he's gonna die first. I'm just saying.
All right, let's take our
snaps. Oh man, there goes Cap.
Let's take our second break of the day,
Panther.
and then we're gonna come back and talk a little bit about The Last of Us. So, last break of the day, we promise, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about The Last of Us. I don't think we're gonna spoil it too heavily because we got a couple people here who haven't seen the entire series.
Hey, well, guess what? They done fucked up because I had time to watch. Y'all can watch it.
For reals.
I watched
for real.
Shit out of this.
So
thing.
maybe Ryan will just have to earmuff it for us. But anyway,
fuck yeah, you will.
We'll be back in just a minute. All right, 105:20.
What episode did you get to, Rhino?
I still have yet to see the last two.
What the fuzzle?
You're missing literally the two best episodes.
I'm 2 episodes behind on that, and I'm an episode behind on Mando.
I ain't even started yet. So
I've had a lot of shit going on. Work has been crazy. I had the World Baseball Classic. I had March Madness.
Bitch, I watched the World Baseball Classic too. Don't play with me, and I still watch The Last of Us.
I don't care what you did.
Italy did make it. They got beat by Japan, but Japan won the whole thing, so we lost to the champions.
Don't they win it like every year?
And we lost in Japan too.
Italy would have lost to a little league team.
Yeah, we made it, motherfucker. So how about that?
So
we made America was in the championship game. What are you talking about?
You're fucking butt spanked by the Sayonara boys. Shut your mouth.
You know, you really work on your things
What
before
you
you
call
say
it?
Trying, man.
So you really got to try to plan out your
Credit, A for effort, Nello. A for effort.
They zag when they're supposed to zig, you know?
So
I'm so sorry.
do they like take players like Ichiro? Did he play for Japan or he played?
Ichiro's
he-
7, bro.
Ichiro did play for Japan years ago.
I'm not. You know what I'm talking
Yes,
about.
they do. Yes, they do.
I don't watch.
They had Shohei Ohtani
Whew, the best fucking baseball player in the world right now.
Yeah.
on the planet. Baddest dude walking the planet right now.
Oh, he's
He
playing
just
for
hit.
Japan.
He pitches like a fucking.
That dude hit a 500-foot home run and then turn around and throw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Here's the crazy thing, right? Because I fucking hate baseball. I'm not a baseball guy. I was watching the highlights of Shohei Ohtani, and I was like, listen, just as an athlete, I don't need to know shit about baseball to know that what this dude is doing, he is one of fucking one in baseball history.
Japan's got
Yeah.
another hitter that can destroy the ball in that Matsusaka kid. or whatever his
Dude,
name is.
fuck all that.
But he's also a pitcher, bro.
People who can destroy a ball are great. People who can pitch a ball are great. This dude hits fucking bombs, and I saw him throw an at bat where all 4 pitches he had triple fucking digits on them at the end of the game. Fuck out of here. You cannot tell me there's another baseball player than that dude.
Mike Trout is probably going to retire as a top 10 hitter of all time in baseball history. He absolutely embarrassed Mike Trout on the final at bat of the championship game. He threw him 3 straight pitches of 100 miles an hour. He fouled one off, swung and missed at the next 2, and then he threw him like an 89 mile an hour slider that I've never seen Mike Trout be embarrassed by a pitch this bad in his entire career.
Listen,
Like he flung the bat outside of the zone just to try and make contact.
he threw a 100 mile an hour fastball down fucking Main Street. Down the way they've adapted things. Screw the video game. You never needed to play the video game to just absolutely love this show.
You know what?
Go ahead.
I said I was going to play the game. I honestly don't know if I'm going to now.
I'm not.
Because the way that show was, and I'm like, you know what?
Yep.
I don't even need to.
I
I don't
believe-
think I need to.
I believe Ellie versus David was the best episode of that whole show.
Now that was the second to last episode that he's talking
We're not gonna
about.
spoil it because we're running Ryan out here.
But
I'm assuming you know the premise of the game, right?
I know.
I disagree with you on that. I don't think that's the best episode. It was damn good. For me, it's between the opener, episode 3, and the finale.
The finale was
Finale's
fucking
for me.
amazing as well.
Finale
So
for me.
that's where, I mean, like, there's just so many to choose from. But I'll tell you what, the cold open in episode 2 is my favorite cold open of any show, and it's not even in fucking English. The shit where they're showing the lady.
Oh yeah.
I remember
Jakarta.
watching that and being like, this is my favorite thing ever.
Yeah.
They built tension, they built fear, they built realistic characters, and they were able to place you in that world and realize the gravity of the situation by these people reacting that didn't even speak your language.
Yeah, bro. Like, especially when they're saying having tea, and she's like, "How do we fix it?" And he just goes,
Yeah, she's
bomb,
like, don't you can't fix it.
bomb. Like, that's the first thing that comes out of her. She doesn't have a solution. Bomb.
Yeah.
Everything.
That was probably my favorite opening, just period. There was never have they said a single word representing a number and have it been more impactful and terrifying than in that moment when she goes, "Oh, well, this person that bit her, where are they? We don't know. Were there any people missing from her job that next day? 14." I was like, oh my God.
Oh, wow, that's over.
Yeah, that's when I was like, we're done here. That's not okay.
I think we are sleeping on the opener for episode 1 too. It did the exact same thing. I mean, that scene where the girl walks into the neighbor's kitchen and the grandma does that shit like this, and and I'm like, oh, what is this?
The thing where the dog does it. Listen, if you're ever in a scenario where you're finding a dog that you're familiar with and you want to go somewhere and the dog is telling you no, the dog is right.
Right.
Yeah.
100%, 1000%. I would have looked at that dog and been like, bet,
Boy.
turn
We're
right back around.
We're out of here, bingo.
Yep. Yep.
You're coming with me, kiddo. And then just every single aspect of it, and the fact that no character, not a single one in this entire series, is wholly good or wholly evil.
They just do what they need to do to
They are
survive.
just doing what they need to do.
None of them were useless either. That was the one thing I probably enjoyed the most. There wasn't one time where I looked at somebody and said, like, why the fuck are you here? Every single one had a purpose.
And that's just the truth.
And this is something that I talked about a lot outside of the show. Is like, normally there's that one character that I'm like, you don't belong here, or you annoy me, or your performance does not belong in this show. Not a single character.
Yep.
Even the supporting characters, people who showed up for an episode or two, every single one of them. There was an episode with an old dude who's shooting in the dark, and I was like, this guy, they're nailing every fucking aspect of this.
The sniper in the house. That was a great episode too.
Great episode.
Or the girl that joined the Fireflies and took Ellie to the mall Another phenomenal performance by that girl.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I just keep coming back to episode 3. You want to talk about phenomenal performances? Those two dudes absolutely fucking crushed it.
Out of somebody you would have never expected that out of either.
Exactly. Yeah, I cannot wait for season 2 to come out. And the young lady Bella Ramsey said that episode could come out, or the new season could come out as soon as 2025. I mean, that's a crazy quick turnaround.
She said they were going to start filming at the end of this year, and that you could expect it either winter of 24 or early 2025.
Yeah.
I mean, those walkers, clickers, whatever you want to call them, looked better than The Walking Dead. Even in the scene,
that's a different animal
in that Kansas City suburb where they come out of the ground as they're all like.
And you're also talking about hundreds of episodes versus 8. So I mean, I think Walking Dead did a great job, but you're absolutely right. None of them looked the same. None of them looked.
I actually enjoyed the fact that they weren't real zombie for quotes heavy in this to tell this story. Like I was expecting jump scares and stuff all the time. No, not really a whole lot of it.
Well, they did a great job of setting up the suspense more than they did the actual. I'm not a jump scare person. I don't like shit like that.
I hate it. Yeah.
But if you get me on the edge of my seat waiting for that jump scare and it never happens, that's what I'm like. Oh my god! Come on.
My only somewhat kind of disappointment, and you just touched on that whole floor, the ground, and then the giant one coming out. I'm like, who deals with this? Like, I want to see what this guy does.
I think didn't it look good when he came out? Because he's just some Hulk crazy looking thing just coming out, ripping everything it sees to shreds.
So I think that was the point. I don't think anybody deals with that.
Yeah.
The reason it's called The Last of Us is because it's the last.
And that's
because that dude is there.
Yeah.
About this show too. It was just.
And they didn't deal with it. They just ran the fuck away.
It's all they could do, because you see the population and the way they show the fact that it worked. Like there was a neuro network of those things that if you touched it and stepped on it a mile away, every single one of them between there and whatever that range was knew the very inch to where you were. That was so terrifying. Just watching them walk through the city. You were like, man, I would not be walking through there. If I knew that, I'd be like, there's no chance I'm walking through this. Because if I step on a vein from one of these mushrooms, 1,000 of these things from here to the next mile are going to know where I am. I'm dead.
The moment somebody looked at me and was like, hey, let's go down there. No. Not a chance.
No underground. Okay, well, you go underground.
When they went underground, I was like, "Oh shit, here we go!" Because there's a part in the game where they go underground, and I really wanted that to happen.
All I can say is that this was just one of the greatest shows I've ever seen. Period.
Yeah, and I really love the way they 20 years later. Or whatever.
Yes.
And the way like society actually would be, or however it would actually be when you're running around. It ain't you can't just go here and pick this up or do that. Everything's been picked through. You're scrapping and grabbing whatever you can.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's one point when your boy puts the machine gun down, or
that was an episode too.
He's like, there's not enough ammo for that. I'm like, bro, you out here with zombies. You worried about you running out of 5.56?
Dude, he did that in the last episode too, and I thought that was so realistic because he would run out, go grab the next guy that he took out. Run. Oh man,
like.
It was so good. He does such a great freaking job.
My only one beef though is that every gun that they pick up that was an AR was fully automatic, and that's not how that works. But other than that,
I'm sure 20 years later they had to make sure they were all fully automatic.
Wait a minute, hold on. Out of everything, that was your unrealistic beef,
bro. I'm a gun guy.
I feared when Tess went boom. I'm like, get them sons of
not the fact that Pedro Pascal hopped in a 1996 S10 that was in perfect condition in the year 2047.
Yeah,
it was locked in a garage.
That was also because of the maintenance from Bill. So I guess I can understand.
Did you see Bill's compound in episode 3? He literally took out a group of raiders and didn't break a sweat.
I can tell you something right now. Bill is probably my favorite character.
Bill is easily my favorite character, especially because I think everybody can identify with Bill. At the point, episode 3, they're sitting down having lunch. 3 out of 4 people are having normal conversations, and Bill still has a pistol pointed at both of them. Not to mention, he's already fed this dude, and he's sitting there having meaningful conversations, and he's like, "Can you please fucking put the gun away?"
Yeah. Oh, that was one of the other cool things. Now, like strawberries, how big a deal that was when they ate those. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's crazy to think about.
All right,
So
ladies and
much
gentlemen,
detail.
that is going to do it for us here at the Alter Ego Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in for episode 140. We were happy to talk to you again. We will be back next week. Check us out on TikTok. Check us out on Facebook under the name Alter Ego Podcast. We're on Twitch, or we're on Twitter, rather, Instagram, Alter Ego Pod. Check us out, and we'll see you next time.
Facebook group Alter Ego Maniacs.
Alter Ego Maniacs is the name of the group. Check it out. We'll let you in. Share a dope meme. See you guys. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Get out of here.
Guys, go.
Leave.
Still here?
Guys, I missed you too, but this is silly.
You gotta go.
Just get out of here. You get
Get out of here.
get out of here, monkey. Get out of here. All right.